Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Frozen Frontier. You guys have dated, you've played some games, you've had a couple of drinks, and now we're going to pass some time while you all heal up, I believe.
Yes.
Right? That's the goal? Okay.
Do you guys want to have the soft hands of Elizabeth mend you up, or do you want me to continue like field dressing your wounds?
I'll go with Elizabeth if she's passing out heals.
Yeah,
me too.
She is the house medic.
I think Elizabeth and David are the two people in the fort Ferris tries not to act like an asshole around. So I think he feels pretty comfortable. Like, I could probably go to Elizabeth and not be thrown out of the infirmary.
Okay. Yeah, she's actually fairly strict, and she's a bit of a taskmaster, but she's also fairly compassionate and concerned with the well-being of others. But, like, you come in and you're like, sorry, I ripped this stitch because, like, we were having a snowball fight and I jumped off the wall, and she'll, like, literally slap you in the face and then, like, patch up your wound and then kind of, like, condescendingly tell you not to jump off the walls. So she's nice, but firm and maybe a little frustrating. She is the... I don't know.
Oh, she's the one that's all interested in medicine. That's right.
Yeah. She's like the ninth of nine children.
I was teaching her. Yeah, I am 100% on board with doing that more.
Okay.
I forgot.
Cool.
I'll let her patch up my friends without teaching her about their anatomy.
Right. How long? You guys are just gonna wait till the ship arrives?
Yeah. Once I'm healed up, I'm gonna suggest William and I spar. But aside from that, I don't have anything left to do.
Yeah.
Aside from make delicious meals with David sometimes.
Yeah.
I've got something I want to do though. It doesn't require too much role playing. I think.
Let's do it.
I want to capitalize on my positive interaction with Captain Hughes the other night, and try and forge a relationship that's closer to friendship than it is to like whatever the awkward relationship is that we've got at the moment, where she like, I don't know, like she doesn't seem to want to offer an opinion on anything, or she's just kind of like awkward with me.
Yeah, she has been pretty awkward with you.
Yeah, so I want to try and just sort of like, ask her about herself a bit more, and ask her, like, because like as an example, she won't let me help with anything to do with the fort. Because it's like it's not my duty or whatever, but I want to try and break down those regimented barriers so that we can be more of a
Sure. A little bit more about her backstory that you can pick up during this time that might help inform some things about her. She was in charge of an expedition down to the Frostlands a few years back, but a surprise winter storm came through, and many of the men under her command died, just like frozen out in the snowstorm. And while the army and nobility back home didn't hold her responsible for this weather condition, strange people in new lands, not really prepared for blizzards, they didn't hold her responsible, but she did. And even though she is technically Captain Geneva Hughes, you notice that she does not actually wear any of the trappings of her knighthood and prefers the name Captain Hughes over Kel Hughes. She was given a medal for her actions that day for saving the remainder of her soldiers, but she doesn't wear it. You've never seen it, but you've heard the other men speak of it.
Okay.
And
so I will...
Yeah, she also often has like this guilt of the people who've fallen under her command hanging over her head, which keeps her fairly somber and sober and more concerned about the survival of her troops than anything else. And also, you've also noticed a current running through some of the men here or there that they don't necessarily trust her all that much. They've heard the stories about the last time she led people out into the cold and everyone froze and died. And there's a lot of kind of rustled jimmies regarding her.
Okay, so in response to that story, I will tell a story of when I was in charge of, like a small force of maybe like 50 or 60 men or something, and I led them into an ambush, and like half of them got killed. But, I was acting under the best knowledge that I had at the time, and sometimes being in command means making tough decisions and choosing the best option of a bad bunch of choices, and she shouldn't hold herself. Shouldn't feel guilty.
How do you deal with the death of men under your command?
It's sad, but men die every day fighting for their lords, and it's unfortunate these men died in what could be perceived as in vain, but I think that all lives given for the crown are given in service of something greater. Even that ambush, it was the right decision to make at the time. It didn't work out, but you know, I got back with the men I could, and the ones that died gave their life so the rest of us could retreat. I think you can't hold yourself too responsible for it, or you'll never be able to carry out your command effectively. You need to let things go. Focus on what's here and now.
She more or less agrees with you, but seems to struggle with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I sort of just try and break down some barriers and train with Faris.
So Neal, did my snares catch anything, or has the fort not been
Oh, you know what? Let's find
perturbed
out.
since we last?
To be honest,
So there
I
were
completely
six-
forgot about your snares.
Yeah, there were 6 man traps outside of the fort.
Traps. You gonna try and catch
And I-
yourself a boyfriend?
Yeah, I think I could probably use standard snares to catch kobolds. Is that correct?
Sure. Yeah.
Like I know they're humanoids, but they're size.
But they're small. Yeah. So some of your traps need repairs. Wind has knocked them apart or whatever. Your other traps one of them's been deployed but doesn't have anything caught in it. Another has caught some small forest creature, but there have been no kobolds caught with them, or gnolls caught with them.
And I'm guessing the creature is probably just frozen and desiccated by now, right?
Yeah, it's just like
it's not food. It's like an ice cube.
I mean, you could thaw it and cook it, but yeah, it's just dead.
Okay, I'll bring that back and. I think I probably want to prioritize healing, but once we've healed, I'll set more snares.
You've got yourself a snurl. Snow squirrel.
I got it. It just took me a minute because I'm dumb, and then it made me laugh.
All right, so a few days later. Oh, did you have something else, Grams?
No.
right.
In the
Heal me up.
intermeaning weeks, you said a few weeks later.
No, a
I
few
have
days.
some
It's actually only
scrolls.
4 days later that things.
So should we heal up 8 points? Is that...
Sure.
Okay,
8
so
points.
4 days later, I've got some scrolls to make, and I've got an owlbear feather that Grimes gave me, and I want to ask Alicia or put in a request with our quartermaster for an actual jar of ink rather than like the ashy mixture I have.
Sure.
And I want to attempt to make some scrolls here.
Sure.
in those days.
Let's take a look here. Frofro supplies. Yeah, there's plenty of ink to go around.
Sweet.
Corporal Alicia will give you a bottle of ink.
Sweet. So I put that in my jar, and I wash out my ashy like mixture, and I get like real ink in my jar that I'm carrying around.
Nice.
And so I want to create. So we have 4 days. I think it takes a full day of work in the fort in my little lab. So I spend a full day like creating scrolls. I would like to create. I feel like we need more offensive firepower, guys. Yeah. I feel like I should make like 3 magic missile scrolls. A Maximilian's Earthen Grasp and a Burning Hands. But I prioritize, I guess, 2 missiles and a Burning Hands. There's 4 days, so I 2 magic missiles, Burning Hands, and Earthen Grasp are the 4 I attempt in these days.
Okay.
First scroll, magic missile. That's a success. Second scroll, magic missile is a success. Third scroll, Earthen Grasp. Does the level dictate the number of days? Is it like 2 days? Is it a day per level?
You know, for regular scroll making, I'm not sure. I would like to
believe so.
at least test out for now, having it all be a single day.
Okay. So second level spell, Earthen Grasp is a success.
Right. If that proves to be broken down the line, we
Sure.
will change that ruling. But
Yeah, sounds good. And then Burning Hands. Also success. So I turn 4 scalps into scrolls.
Okay. What is this shit?
It says in the book 1 day per spell level if you want to go by the book.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of.
We've
Interesting.
customized this character quite a bit.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I was
Yeah.
just looking it up for the sake of knowing.
Yeah,
Fair.
I appreciate that.
That sounded right to me. That's why I brought it up.
There's apparently something called a protection scroll.
Yes,
It's like it's
they're
not a
different.
basic spell. It's just like it's specifically a scroll.
There's specifically protection scrolls. They're like a magic item in the DMG. Think protection
Oh.
from missiles, protection from dragon's breath, things like that.
You
Okay.
could write those if it's, but you would need to research the spell if it's not
As a
already an obvious
geometer, I get access to them early.
spell. Yeah.
Okay.
Seems like a good class.
It is. It's very strong. I like it.
Yeah, it's been fun.
We've also like cut and pasted a lot of stuff in it. Like,
Yeah, we've made some
done a
heavy
lot
edits.
of work on this class.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. So, a few days later, the ship arrives. It arrives on the 21st. Last day that we played through was the 17th, so that's 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well,
All your supplies arrive. Your new carpenter shows up.
Yeah.
Where's the carpenter gonna live?
He's got to build himself a room.
He can
That's
live
his
in
first
my
test.
room, I guess.
well, yeah, you can stay in our room for now
You
because we're
guys
leaving.
did order construction additions to the fort, right?
Yes.
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 Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So we ordered, specifically what we ordered was a row of rooms, kennels, a carpenter, a kennel master, and dogs. Then some other crap.
Okay.
So shall we meet the new NPCs?
Sure. It will take, unfortunately, like 9 weeks for the construction of this additional fort area. It seems that seems a little long. Maybe these times are messed up. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's the construction of a new fort entirely. Construction of additional rooms will take about. It says 6 weeks. I think I kind of want to cut that down a little bit, but it'll take a while. It'll take like a month to build the new everything.
I think our plan was to kind of go adventuring once they got set up.
Yeah, so I think the sled was the first thing.
So
Like,
if
didn't we want
if
the
you
sled
guys are
prioritized?
willing, William said he would put up the good carpenter in our room since we're not
Yeah.
going to be using it.
So we're leaving.
Awesome. So I'm
Oh,
gonna store all of my creepy occult shit in the room as well, and then I'm going to set up the greenery as much as possible. I'm gonna set up I'm gonna put a continual light spell in here for daylight. I'm gonna talk to David and Amelie and be like, just pull this off every day and then put it back on. It takes like a chore. And then we're gonna grow. I purposely bought some like vegetables for David so that he could like add to his store so that he's happy. I bought some flowers and things for Amelie, and then like an ass load of just like random herbs. And Yarmir doesn't know which herbs are best, but he just is like, I need herbs to practice. So I just have like random ass herbs that I'm planting in the soil.
Right.
Starleaf?
Maybe Yarmir's not sure. I don't think he's ever encountered Starleaf, or at least he encountered it in the wild, maybe, but he doesn't know it as like a processed product.
What's the carpenter's name, Neal?
That is something I definitely should have prepared here.
Yeah, you really should have.
I really should have.
Well, what about the dogs? Can I meet the dogs?
Yes, you can meet the dogs. It's just the plank comes down off the little rowboat and just dozens of dogs come running into your arms, bounding towards you. It's a puppy party.
It's actually only 10, but it seems like dozens.
Yes. So I'll play with the dogs for a little bit.
All right.
Get them settled in. Are they like German shepherds, sort of?
I don't know. I think they're more like mutts, right? The dog breeding hasn't become a thing yet. It's just kind of like
Okay.
mutts for days.
But in size though, they're like war
Yeah,
dogs.
they're medium-sized dogs.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Does the kennel master have supplies to like breed new dogs? Like, has he got puppies?
Supplies? Like
Well, like,
turkey
is-
basters or what?
Well, like bitches, like dogs that aren't war dogs to be in there.
There are male and female dogs amongst this group. They
but
might breed on their own. That might be problematic.
Maybe
What I mean
we
is
need
that
to.
we've bought 10 dogs.
Always spay and neuter your pets, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But we've also bought a kennel master. So does the
Yeah.
kennel master come with like breeding dogs, or does he need some of our 10 dogs that we've bought?
Like your dogs can perform their normal activities while they are breeding. You don't need to put them in like separate breeding rooms.
Well, no, but not if we take them with us.
Yeah, we don't want. I don't think we want our dogs to be breeding.
Like, so you don't have separate breeding dogs, but there are male and female dogs amongst them. None of them are spayed or neutered, and it's possible that if you take dogs with you, you might like wake up one day to a litter of puppies in your tent.
Yeah, I think we want to spay and neuter them.
You can't.
No, we don't.
That
No, no.
technology has not been invented.
Seriously?
Seriously, you cannot perform surgery on these animals.
So we haven't
What if
got
I'm a trained medic and anatomy specialist?
I guess you could castrate all these dogs, but do you really want to go through castrating dogs?
No, we don't
this is
wanna-
not what Jaromir wants.
Okay.
But I just wanted to put it out there.
But I'm thinking that we take, even though we haven't got the sled yet, why don't we take a couple of dogs with us? See how they fare as sort of like fighting companions and guard dogs on our travels. Right? No? Yeah?
You're the captain.
They're going to eat more rations. I wouldn't advise it until we have a better sled.
That's true. If you're going to bring dogs, you need to bring a pound of food per dog per day.
God damn it.
This is
Dog
basically the
damage.
fuel problem. You can't just put more fuel in your fucking rocket because you make the rocket heavier and burn more fuel.
Do not know what you're talking about, Faris. I don't appreciate it.
Do you not know space age technology? Fucking humans, so primitive.
So once the dogs get sold, then I go and speak to Zaz, and I'll go and like I'm looking through all of the gear. I find the chainmail that we bought, and I say, Zaz, we didn't realize we need another ship, but we spent all of our gold.
Well.
Do you think you'd be able to
That's
sell?
the interesting conundrum that you're in.
Yes. Well, no, it's unfortunate, and it doesn't bode well for the princess. This chainmail, do you think you'd be able to sell it back on the mainland for enough to hire us a ship, or enough for you to take us south?
Don't forget, William, we have to spend 1,000 copper in total.
This chainmail costs 8,000 Ferris.
Oh, it's 8,000?
8,000.
Yes, 8,000 copper.
Okay, and it's 500 copper per week, right?
Oh. Is that all it is? 500 copper?
No.
I think
it's
it's
5,000
5,000
copper a week.
Okay, so we need to spend at least 10,000 copper.
Yeah.
So, who all's around for this conversation? Is it just the two of you?
I think it's just the two of us, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so she's looking at you. I'm sure we could come to some sort of arrangement, Mr. William.
Good. What kind of arrangement's that?
Well, I have been hauling your ill-gotten gains back to the homeland. Relative frequency. I see what sort of... Oops, that's not the right song. I see what sort of profits you're making down here. And to be honest, I have no use for chainmail. It would just take time to sell it, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. Not to mention the inefficiency of you buying chainmail, having me ship it down here, and then hand it back to me. Just can't be part of that.
I understand, but
Well,
let's get to
why
the
don't we
point.
talk percentages?
Look, I'm not in a position to give you a percentage of all of our wealth here.
You're not?
Not for a single ship right now.
I see no one else in charge of this sort of thing. You could easily hand over 5% of your next haul to me in exchange for a ship run.
All of that gold, either 5% of the next haul or 5% of.
The next haul. You know, we'll drop you off, we'll pick you up, and we'll take 5% of whatever you find off the top.
3%.
5% is already pretty generous here. There's no guarantee you'll even gather enough materials to cover the cost of the journey for me, not to mention the risk of my men's lives. And if I read the situation correctly, you kind of need me right now. Seems like I have you over a barrel, William.
I understand that this is a private venture for you, and you don't owe fealty to the princess. But there's plenty of other captains out there that could be used for this arrangement.
Well, good luck contacting them. Have a nice stay on your frozen continent.
5% at a limit of double your usual rate.
You're not there.
Wait, no. You said 2 of us were there.
I was trying to be subtle.
Fuck off with that. Let's just get it done. I'm not subtle.
I was giving
great.
William an out because he's a
I'm not
smart man.
so great. But wait, I thought no. I thought I was there. You said that there were 2 of us there.
Yeah,
I thought I was
William
one of those 2.
and Zaz.
Oh
Yeah, that's
fuck!
what
I thought I was because I was speaking, and then you said, "Oh, so it's just the 2 of you." I was like, "Oh, I assume I'm in this conversation."
No, I think it's just William and Zaz right now, not the whole party.
All right,
Sorry.
never mind. Fuck.
Said it not-
The voice
said it
came
not-
on the wind.
What did you even say? I didn't hear what you said. God damn it. Am I doing something stupid here?
Anyway, she's looking at you and getting ready to head back to her ship. She...
Look, Zaz, all the money, it's not for my personal gain. It goes to improve the expedition, or it goes back to the princess. I can't give an untold amount away.
Why not?
This chainmail's... Because if I give you my gold, then I won't be able to afford a ship next time, and next time you'll ask for 10%.
5% is not that big of a deal, and I'm not going to screw you here. We can both become wealthy off of this venture. It's not my problem if you don't want to become wealthy off of it. But, I have something you need, and...
Can't you just sell the chainmail? It's worth more than the cost of the journey.
I like my arrangement better.
Uh-huh. Fine. 5% then.
She shakes your hand.
Will we leave tomorrow? Or today?
Sure. We can go today or tomorrow. Whichever you prefer. Do let me know when you need us to swing by and pick you back up.
Yeah, well, let me speak to my men.
Excellent.
I'll be back shortly. I storm out, pissed off.
Yes. Excellent.
I go back into the room where I guess they're showing the carpenter to his bed, and I say, "That goddamn Zaz, she's agreed to take us, but she wants 5% of the money we make next time. I think that we'll just keep anything very valuable in reserve."
How very sneaky of you. Perhaps you are learning to bear your honor. I think this bodes well for our future endeavors.
You know, we could have just traveled south and gone to the left of the mountain range.
I think this is better plan. Who is to say there is wealth and treasure over there?
Exactly.
We do not know, but we
To
do
be
know
honest-
there's civilization and strange things down where we have already visited.
To be honest, a 5% arrangement might not be the worst thing in the world if we're going to be constantly ferrying ourselves down by ship. Rather than having to keep track of our funds and buy a ship every time, we just have a flat 5% take.
Yeah, I
I can
don't.
work with that.
Perhaps
know.
with some sort of upper limit?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well,
I do not think we need to be giving...
Yes, something such as double the rate. I believe I heard that on the wind.
What do you mean double the rate?
Normally it's 5.
We can renegotiate price next time, I am sure. Apparently I roll my R's now. I really need to focus on Exit.
Out of character. What do
Clearly
you
very
what do you
far
mean?
away.
So,
Okay, normally it's 5,000 copper, right?
Yeah.
For the ship for the week. So the idea is that she gets 5%, but only up to a maximum of 10,000. So she takes 5%, but if 5% would be more than 10,000, it's capped at 10,000.
Oh well, that's fine. William didn't think of that. So she says we can leave today or tomorrow. What do you want? What do you want to do? I figure that we just leave today, gather some supplies with us. We can rest on the boat.
Might as well. You're done with your work here, Yaramir? Set up your farm.
I will be done shortly. Taking small break to show Carpenter around.
Okay, let's
I let him know which bunk is mine so he could use. He did not seem to like it. I don't know why. I am a very personable person.
let's gather our supplies and prepare to board.
What's the carpenter's name?
Don't know yet.
We'll find out next time on Frozen Frontier.
Can we name him?
If I like the name, you can name him, but I'm not giving you blanket naming rights ahead of time.
Jeeves. Done.
No, you can't do it, but we can keep it in the J family. What about Jared?
Jojo.
No, that's not a carpenter's name. Joseph.
Jacqueline?
Joseph, that's a carpenter's name.
The last
There's
carpenter
already a
was named
Joseph.
Joseph.
Yeah. What about Jacqueline? Could be a female carpenter. We
It could be
never
female
established it.
The sex of this carpenter, I'll determine it now, is male. It's a dude.
Jim.
Jim.
Jim. I like it.
What if it's a male named Jacqueline?
Oh.
That could happen
That
as
could be
well. Yeah.
I don't like it.
I kind of like
Jim.
Jimothy though.
Jimothy.
Jim the carpenter. I like it.
Jim.
You've given us naming rights, Neal, and now
I do not
everybody's gonna be
accept Jim the
and Tim
carpenter.
and Bob.
I
You
will come up with a
object-
better name later.
Jackson. Jackson with an X.
I have
Ooh.
a friend. I have a friend called Jim. Imagine how he feels now, Neil. His name-
How I can't imagine
Little Jimmy is Neal's go-to kid NPC name.
Little Jimmy,
Yeah.
little
And now
Bobby.
you're shitting on Jim
Little
as
Timmy.
a grown-up name.
I don't,
Jimmy.
think,
It's
I
just
don't
one
think
of
I
the-
shit on Jim's
it's
name
just-
at all.
It's
I
just
said
one
I
of the
didn't
many
accept
little kids in your world who grew up to be Big Jim.
Little Jimmy never survives. Haven't you guys figured that out yet?
No,
he
I
always
saved
di-
Jimmy.
He did. He
You
did.
didn't
fuck
follow up
Aaron.
on him.
No, I did.
You left him in a
cured him of,
You
No,
left
we
him
cured
in a
him of
church.
lycanthropy and took him back to Shirebrook, and I
Okay,
took him
and
into
then
the
what
church to become a
happened to
priest.
Shirebrook?
He got fucked. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. Little Jimmy always dies.
But that was incidental. That was not to do with little Jimmy. That's okay. That's like saying you got little Jimmy killed when a nuclear bomb was dropped on the
Whoa, I
same
didn't say
general
you got
region
him
of the world.
killed. I just said
to
little
be
Jimmy always
fair,
dies.
If the world was a normal place, he would have died from overdose of rat poisoning. Like, I murdered that kid. It just took like 11 more weeks.
For reference on what we're talking about, please watch the first 15 episodes of Hardcore Heroes. It's somewhere in there. I don't remember where.
I think we met little Jimmy for the first time on the 13th week, because I'm pretty sure the big thing that I won't spoil happened on 12.
Okay.
No, we met him first before that.
Oh, I think that's when we cured it, or I don't fucking remember.
Somewhere
anyway.
around week 10
Just go
to
watch
15.
the first. Just go
Yeah.
watch all of Hardcore Heroes really fast.
Yeah.
It's a quick watch. You'll enjoy it.
So,
It's only a few hundred hours of entertainment.
Greg, how many rations do we have in our personal supply?
Let us take a look. We have. I don't think we bought any rations actually.
Alright.
We have 132 pounds stored at the lighthouse. Let me look through the rest of this. I think I stayed away from rations because we were taking them from the fort.
Did we leave the rations at the lighthouse?
Yes, we left 132 pounds of rations, 100 feet of rope, and 32 pounds of firewood. And we argued about a bear pelt until I gave up on it, and I don't know where it is.
So we sent the bear pelt back, or no, we have the bear pelt in our supplies.
See, this is the thing. No one ever knows. It's
no, we have
so-
it because we were going to make a cloak out of it eventually. See if
Okay.
it's warmer than what we already have.
Regardless, though, that was the Yeti cloak.
No, because the Yeti cloak was like damaged or some shit,
Okay.
or the
whatever.
Yeti fur was.
We
But I
have
got like
no
a proper
ration.
bear fur out of that
Okay.
polar bear.
We have no
Wow.
rations of our own in the inventory. They're all from the fort.
Okay, so how many days' rations should we take? How long do you think we'll be down there? 2 months?
It's gonna come back in a month, so we have a 1 month wait.
Yeah, I would say 1 month of supplies.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I don't
We'll
want to
tell
stay down there
Daz.
for 2 months right now. I don't want to go anywhere for that long until we have the proper sled and dogs.
All right, a month then. So we'll take 120 days worth of rations.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we'll cut our own firewood, right?
Yeah.
Also arriving on the ship are 12 replacement soldiers and
Ah,
a
yes.
new sergeant for the fort.
Boom.
The sergeant, I will give you a name for later. I have the sergeant's sex is female, but the rest of the details are unknown presently.
That's great news. So you're gonna have to clear out that room then. Oh no, it's the.
It's currently awkward, and all the soldiers are
He
going to have to
can
double
totally
up.
sleep in the continual light room. It's fine.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll just put him in charge of putting the damper on at night.
She, but
So,
yeah, it's fine.
We'll put her in charge of putting the damper on at night.
So is
I
there
think-
now more soldiers than we started with? Or the
No,
same?
it started with 24. soldiers plus 3 sergeants plus the others.
What's her rank?
Sergeant?
Sergeant. Okay.
Yeah.
We just have like a corporal as well and some other stuff. So
Right. Corporal Alicia's the only corporal. The 3 heads of the patrols are all sergeants, and actually they're currently all female. This fort is almost entirely female run with male soldiers, which is, I rolled for everything evenly, and we just ended up with like a female administration.
they're just better at running shit.
Yeah, how is this male-dominated party dealing with the female-dominated cast back at the fort?
It's probably just why the fort's so terribly run.
The other in medicine, so I think pretty well.
I think
Bad Sean.
Sorry,
Bad Sean.
I heard you mention that, and I just had to make the joke. It was like that thing that came up, and I held it back for a few seconds, but I just couldn't help myself.
Bad Sean.
It was too easy. You left it hanging out there.
it's definitely probably seen that way by the party, though, right? I mean, if it's not.
No, I don't think Ferris gives a shit.
Oh well, you know.
If anyone were gonna be weirded out by it, it would be Yaromir having like Matava flashbacks. But
yeah,
unless the captain has a big crackdown, I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah,
it's not that we're weirded out by it. It's just one of those where it's like, things go wrong at the fort again. I wonder why.
Well, no, I think Ferris looks down on them because they're human, not because they're women.
Nice save.
Okay.
Well done. So
let's gather our shit. Let's
gather your shit, guys.
180 days.
Are there cartographers on the ship?
We can commission.
The ship itself has to have like a map guy, right? Otherwise, it can't travel.
No, they have maps, definitely. They have maps and charts.
Or a dude in charge of maps, right?
He could just be the captain.
So the crew that sails the ship has navigators involved who can read these things. Cartographers would be needed for creating new maps, which none of the ships have.
What about copying down a map we already have?
Anyone with a pen can do that. And
But I'm sure there's people that are more suited to it.
Right. These things can be done.
Basically, it's going to take a few days to travel overseas, right? I want to give them a copy of that map, right? So that they can, of that map that we found of the coastline, of that area, so that they can kind of have like a feel for it. And we can point out the area that's like, we think there's hella bad rocks here because some dude froze to death trying to get to us. And
it'll take like a day. How fast does a galley move?
It'll take you 2 days to get down there, I think. Okay. I think that's what we
determined. Are we sailing all the way to the green bit that's down here? Yeah.
All right, let's
go. You guys are sailing all the way down to this new
I think we want to sail down here.
Oh, okay.
Let's show it up on the map here. Okay.
The plan is to sail down there, and then once we've scouted that place out, because we want to travel through woods, right?
Yeah, and then the map shows that like this whole area here is woods, even though it's black right now. We have a map, and like
this.
Yeah, and then we can go check out the yellow bellies, and then make our way back to the lighthouse. So we can kind of show them, be like, this is the lighthouse, this is where the spots are, this is where we want you to pick us up. Here's a map of it. Also, we want to go.
Oh, we're being dropped off down there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I thought you were getting us dropped off at the lighthouse, and I was like, we're gonna travel all of that? That sounds like a terrible idea. But that's way better.
To the green bit, and then we dropped off there.
That makes sense.
We'll travel back around to the lighthouse and stop by the tower.
Here's the problem, though, Greg. We're going by an island, and if past times in Neal's games has made anything clear, is that sailing by islands is a death sentence for at least one member of the party.
Wow. It happened one time, guys. One time, like 2 years ago.
It's not the first time you've had people shipwreck.
One time.
Well, okay. The thing is, if we go by that logic, then we're just as much in danger sailing to the lighthouse.
I know. Right? I was making a joke. I wasn't actually voicing criticism of that plan.
Okay.
Reporting.
Can we make a list of stuff we've got on the boat then? Because we've got 120 days worth of rations, right? Anything else we're taking other than what we've got on our character sheets?
Would you like to take anything out of our storage?
Do you have the link handy?
I will copy the thingamajigger.
You do that? Copy the thingamajigger. Thank you. Thingamajigger received.
I'm a good deliverer of thingamajiggers.
Yeah.
Best. I think we're all right, right? We've got. I mean,
We're going to be moving at least
What
light
are the
encumbrance.
rules on refreshing my med kit? Do I need to take a new one each time we go out?
You can resupply it with the stuff back in the fort. It's just like bandages and
Right, I
needles
bought
and
10
thread.
medical kits just in case. Like, do I need to take a new one each time we go there and leave?
no, you only need the one med kit. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's just 10 extra medic.
Hey,
Well, there's 9 extra because one of them I have.
Yarmir's starting a medical school.
Well, yeah, no, I got to teach Elizabeth what's up. I'm gonna like help her achieve her mastery of medicine.
what's everyone's HP looking like? Because I'm not.
We spent 4
how-
days
Neither am I.
fort at 2 HP each, so I'm at max 17.
I need 5 more HP. How long does it take for us to sail down?
2 days, we think.
Okay, so I'm just about full by the time we get there.
Okay,
I'm at
gonna
about half.
I'll be 9 HP short, so when it'll take a couple of days to explore that town. Hopefully, there's no big encounters there. I'm sure it's perfectly safe.
I'm sure.
The only thing I could think of, do we have something like when we encountered how did we open the safe that we encountered?
I think.
Grimes picked it.
Yeah.
You picked it. Is there any reason to take something explosive? We don't have anything explosive, do we?
no.
Is there a reason to take something like we have 4 crowbars and like some saws and stuff? Is there a reason to take things to like break open?
I've already got a pick
Okay.
and hammer.
That's the only thing I could think of that we might want that we don't have.
Yeah, and I've still got 8 6-hour lots of lantern oil for blowing up knolls,
Yeah.
flashlighting torches.
Caltrops interest you at all, Grimes?
I can't really afford the weight. I guess I could drop some rations and do that. We have caltrops.
Yeah.
How much do
We
those
have
weigh?
8 5x5 squares worth.
How much do caltrops weigh?
Good question. Let me look. Caltrops weigh 0.1 pound. Need 25 for a 5x5 square. So 25 times a tenth, 2.5 pounds.
Okay. Sure. Let's see. Sure, I'll take 2. So 50 caltrops.
Yeah, I have
It'll
them
be 5
listed in
pounds.
squares, but yeah, the squares are 25 each. So yeah,
Okay.
50 caltrops would be 2 5x5 squares worth.
Okay.
And they weigh 5 pounds.
Cool.
All right, let's go then.
Sure. Shit, I didn't save the translation of these things on this map. I have no idea what this town is named.
Darn it, I've been working on those. You gotta find those so that you can tell me what they are.
Soul water.
Well, I know one of them, right? Because I translated the journal, so that I know that the one up top, I have those characters. So using those characters, I've been working on trying to learn these other 2.
Like in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh no, like I'm not trying to break Neal's windings code.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm like in character, I'm learning this language.
Yeah.
I think I know what it is.
Neal invented a language.
Oh, I totally know what this is. Yeah.
It's called Death City.
What happened?
That's the only way you
could I-
translate it from the kaiju.
Right. Okay, so you head off on this ship with Zaz, who you will pay 5% off the top of your findings to, in order for this voyage here. I guess this is technically considered embezzling? Is this embezzling, guys?
What?
It'll come out of our.
No,
5% off? No, that's a business arrangement. That's not embezzlement.
we are allowed to invest a certain amount of profit back into the expedition. This is an
Yeah.
investment into the
Okay,
expedition.
so you guys are going to take the 5% that represents off of your
I
earnings.
never said I'd do that, but that's how I'm justifying my investment.
Got it.
Well,
Got
I
it.
mean that's how William sees it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coolio.
We'll do the math later.
What he also sees as what Zaz is doing as being probably illegal. She's like,
I don't think that's illegal. I don't think it's necessarily the greatest long-term business arrangement for us, but it's not illegal.
Right.
she's-
What she's
she's
doing is not
blackmailing
illegal, but she's asking you to do something illegal to pay her.
No,
Wait,
I
no,
don't think-
we can pay her though. Like we're allowed to pay her with money.
Yeah.
No, I
It's
think
not illegal.
What she's doing is illegal. She's blackmailing a.
How is it blackmail?
That's not
She's
blackmail
asking you to
here.
pay for her services.
yeah,
I
that's
don't-
not illegal.
illegal. It might be a bit of a dick move.
Yes,
but it's not
definitely.
illegal.
Yeah,
Well-
like it's yeah.
Wait,
I don't see where the illegality comes from.
Don't tell me my interpretation of the law, all right? I
Remember, William is kind of the law.
Yeah, I
He's
know
like
what I
Judge
think.
Dredd.
if I say she did something illegal, she did it.
So, will we get picked up in another month?
That is the other thing I need before you guys arrive here is when are you arranging for your pickup time? She would like to come back and get you in a month. 1 month.
Yeah, I think a month, but can
Yeah.
she wait?
Yeah, it's a week. We have her hired for a week, so she'll wait a week.
Yeah, she will sort it out. That she'll be back within a week. So she'll be here about a month from the day that she drops you off. She drops you
Wait.
off on the 22nd.
So she goes back and then comes back in a month, right?
Right. She'll
Yeah.
She'll
Okay.
head back to the mainland. She'll
I
come
thought,
back.
I thought you were
drop
saying
off
she was
the
going to
next-
stay for a month, and I was
No,
like,
no.
why?
She'll head back to the mainland, come back to the fort, drop off her supplies, then come down and pick you up here.
Yeah.
So it should be like whenever she arrives, plus a few days to get here from the main fort, and then she'll stick around for a week. But her arrival time
Ferris
is
wants
kind
like
of.
an exact time frame for that.
She laughs in your face. I would give you an exact time frame if I could get one, but seas and weather and tides and problems at back in
So what's the date when we get there?
Bontheris is annoying. You will have her. You arrive on the 23rd.
So we're expecting her maybe about the 25th.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
So, how many extra days of healing did we get on the ship? Is it 2?
2. Yeah.
Okay.
4 more HP.
Yep. And you guys arrive at this unknown and ruined town.
Can I just look at the island when we pass it?
It's an island. It's got snow and some trees.
There's no
It's-
with tower on it or anything like
There's nothing interesting visible from the ship.
that. Fair. Okay.
So are we getting picked up at this town, or should we get picked up at the lighthouse?
The lighthouse thing.
Yeah. So she'll
Okay.
pick us up at the lighthouse.
She'll pick you up at the lighthouse. Good.
Be careful of reefs. That lighthouse represents hazards.
Right. I feel like we were telling her that when we had her copy the map and stuff, right? We were like,
Well, she never had a problem with it, but the other captain did.
Yeah.
Just making sure she's aware.
sure. Yeah.
Let me just make a note. Perfect. Even better. So you arrive here at this newly discovered and totally ruined town. Similar to Saltport, it has semi-intact buildings throughout it, mostly the stone ones. And it is just kind of a desolate wasteland in which nothing lives nor moves. One really big difference is that when you make landfall and start moving in and kind of looking around the town, you find this large area of destruction. It's maybe like 600 feet across, very near to the middle of town, actually closer to the port side than the rest of town, where there is like, maybe it's a crater, or maybe there was some sort of like massive excavation project or something, but there's just like this like cone of excavation. It's all covered with snow. It's not like it's fresh or anything like that, but it's just like giant fucking hole in the middle of town with everything nearby destroyed. And clearly there used to be buildings here. You can tell because there's like large mounds of dirt like piled in other parts of the town that now have snow on it. But something has come through here and torn up the ground sometime in the last 1500 years, because this is definitely not how the town used to look.
Yeah. Well, it's worrying. Probably a dragon or something. But I think first order of business. Like, is there a keep? Yeah.
Not that you can see initially.
So
not
did
not
we
this
get-
plane.
Was there
Nice.
a port that the ship pulled up to, or did we get rowed to shore?
You got rowed to shore. The ship did not want. There is a stone harbor that sticks out a little ways, but the ship, Zaz was not willing to risk bringing the ship in. So
So we
she,
got rowed up to the stone harbor,
yeah,
and we walked through town. Was there any signs of bodies?
no.
The bodies. Okay. Yeah. So it seems like William's trying to find us a home base in this town.
Yeah, is there a church, temple?
No.
Is there any big stone building that looks intact?
There are a few stone buildings around, yes, but they all look pretty small. Give me an
yeah.
intelligence check, William.
Okay. What is intelligence? 31.
You were getting the distinct impression that it was the town square, like the center of town, that has been destroyed and ripped up. All of the central buildings are missing, and the ones that are intact look like personal houses, or maybe like a storehouse, or like there's a windmill over here, but it's way off to the side. It looks like downtown is gone.
Okay, well, then I think the first stone building that looks intact, I'll move in and try and, set up a home base at least for tonight.
Sure.
Yeah, can we do a quick break, or I need to just? AFK?
Absolutely. We'll take a break here, and we'll come back for our last hour in a few minutes. See you on the other side.
The party find themselves in a long abandoned